Hello, ladies and jelly spoons, and welcome to 24K movies, TV shows, and video game reviews. And boy, do we have a lot to cover today. So, ladies and gentlemen, I want you guys to sit back, relax with your favorite bag of snacks, and get ready for these movie treks because I'm the Game Ninja, this is 24K, and this is what we do. So I had a chance to check out a movie that you probably heard about, faded into obscurity, and then nobody even knows what happened to it. But it did come out, and it was out, and I had a chance to give it a go. I'm talking about none other than Death of a Unicorn. That's right, Death of a Unicorn. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you probably are going to be amongst a bunch of other people because there was talk about this, there was intrigue about this, and for some reason it got buried. Well, it did come out. It did come out in theaters. It was out there. It came out a little over a month ago, and nobody talked about it. There's like no reviews about it. Nobody's saying anything about it. But I am going to let you know whether the juice is worth the squeeze. My viewpoint is not paid for. If it's shit, I'm gonna let you know. If it's great, I'm gonna let you know. If it's a good time, I'm gonna let you know. If it's a nickel, platinum, silver, gold, crappy, iron ore, rusty metal, I'm gonna let you know. Here on 24K, we will give it to you straight. So I tell you what, I'm gonna dig up a trailer. You're gonna see what this movie has about it, and then I'm gonna unpack it for you. Spoiler review. Always a spoiler review. If you don't want spoilers for Death of a Unicorn, turn away in 5, 4, 3, 2. Who cares? If you're here, you know you're going to get spoilers. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's check out the trailer and then let's unpack it.
Are you okay?
It kind of felt like it was showing me something. I get this feeling I don't think we're supposed to be here.
The Leopolds donated this entire nature preserve. And they care about a lot of things, not just pharmaceuticals.
Fine. I will sit there and smile.
Sorry, we're...
What happened? You walked from the airport or what?
It's perfect timing.
I need you to act like everything is fine.
Is there something in your car?
Rare species in this area are rare. What exactly are you saying this is, though?
I think we know exactly what it is.
A horse-like mammalia.
With some sort of protrusion or growth.
It's a fucking unicorn.
I don't think I should be in swim shorts for this moment.
I don't think that we're supposed to have this.
We need to study it.
Whatever it is, it seems to be the cure for cancer.
Cancer? That's the biggest one.
An opportunity for greatness, for immortality.
I've never been so alive.
Dad, please just listen to me. We need to give the little one back. Okay, bad things will happen. There are two of them? You're gonna kill us.
I'll do whatever I have to do to take care of you. You would retreat in the face of opportunity.
That horn was rather girthsome.
Okay, welcome back. And I know what you're saying. If you saw that trailer, you're like, this seems pretty fucking awesome. And I'm going to tell you 100% straight. Bad CG aside, let's just get that off the table. We're going to take that and throw that off the table. Bad CG aside, this was a fucking good time. First of all, I want to give credit to one of the true deep stars of this movie because I never thought him as a comedic actor. But William Poulter, ladies and gentlemen, is one of the defining comic reliefs of this movie. I have to give him credit. Him and them cargo shorts and shirt sets. Every time he's on screen, it is a moment away from laughter. And I really didn't like William Poulter in a lot of movies because I've never forgiven him for Maze Runner. But I have to give him his credit and honor in this movie. This movie is a horror movie. It's not even supposed to be funny, but there are moments in here, and believe it or not, 97% of the comic moments in here are not from Paul Rudd. It's from William Poulter. And he is just fucking insane in this movie. To give you one example, there's a scene in this movie where he steals a vial of the unicorn crushed horn, and he's thinking about becoming like a billionaire after everything comes across this, because he's a billionaire anyway. His father's rich as shit, but he wants the money and the rights for everything, and he accidentally spills some of it on the table. And I'm like, is he gonna snort it? And of course he snorts it and goes on an acid trip that's out of this fucking world. William Poulter is one of the funniest elements of this movie. It's not supposed to be a comedy. There's death, murder, and the death scenes are quite brutal. Let me tell you something. Tia Leone, Ortega, there's a lot of star power in this movie, which is, I always say, when you have a bunch of stars together, it's either going to be very amazing or it's going to completely suck. This surprised me in more ways than one. I had no idea I was going to enjoy some of the scenes that I did so much. First of all, let's talk about the unicorns. We all see them as beautiful, iconic, mystical creatures with rainbows. You can throw that shit out of the door. These are some horrific Freddy Krueger from the pit of hell unicorns. Like this, you know, anytime you see A24 attached to it, it's going to be gore. It's going to be some gore. And the fact that they use Jenna Ortega again, I don't know if you ever seen the X franchise. She was actually in one of those movies. I don't know if you guys saw it.
It was X.
It was X. That's what I'm saying. But I'm saying the X franchise. All of them are Mia Goth and X. Never mind. Anyway, so the story, I'm not going to give you a verbatim, but the story starts is Paul Rudd and his daughter are heading up to this gigantic rich mountain house so that he can put the bite on a billionaire who wants him to be part of a company. On the way, Paul Rudd's character, which is such an asshole, but I kept saying it from the beginning. I was like, I want him to die. I really want him to die. Paul Rudd, who is in fucking everything, by the way. He's Ant-Man. He's in Paul Rudd is fucking everywhere in Hollywood right now. Great going, Paul Rudd. You're fucking everywhere, dude. Like, every time I turn around, Paul Rudd is in another movie, and he's just killing it. Now, this movie, I didn't want Paul Rudd to be the kind of actor where he's Paul Rudd in everything that he's in. And a lot of movies, they just want that Paul Rudd character. In this movie, he actually brought acting to the table that was actually different from him. And you would think in this movie he would be the comedy, but he's actually not the comedy in this movie. He's actually the dramatic lead. And I love that a little bit more because it shows the depth of the type of actor that he is. And I totally bought into him being the asshole. Paul Rudd is always the guy that you like. I mean, he's an asshole in a bunch of things, and quite frequently, I think I saw him in the new Nintendo Switch 2 commercial, where he reprised his role from the old Nintendo commercial back in the day, because most of you guys didn't know that he did the Nintendo commercial. Go check it out, by the way. It's fucking awesome. But in this movie, I like the direction they took him. Ortega, I liked her acting in this movie too, because I liked it better here than I did like her in Beetlejuice. In Beetlejuice, she wasn't such of a likable character. It seemed like she was just shoehorned into that plot. This movie was definitely a better fit for her, for me in my book. Tia Leone, she killed it in this movie, being the lush that she can only be. Her death scene was magnificent. Like, I had no idea I can say, when it comes to the death scenes, some of the scenes I saw coming and some of them I didn't. But the CG is just fucking hilarious. Now, I don't know if they did that on purpose, or I don't know if visual effects had chance to deal with those problems. But that aside, I'm glad for the darker lit scenes because you don't notice the CG too much. But in the daylight scenes, especially the ending, oh my god, they're fucking cartoons. But it's funny because they're mythical creatures. Like, I would have gone some practical effect, and there are throwbacks in here that if you didn't catch, I'll sort some of them out for you. Number one, when they're in the woods and they're chasing the wounded unicorn, one of them has a motion tracker with the exact sounds from Alien 2, Aliens. It was fucking hilarious because as they were walking, it was like beep, 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 beep. I was like, do they have a fucking motion tracker? It was like, and then they had it and they're turning. I was like, that's a fucking motion tracker from Aliens. Are you gonna stop playing? Y'all even use the sound. Great throwback. I loved it. Then she's in the car and the unicorns are killing people around her, and she's got her flashlight and she's turning back and forth in the car, and I'm like, this is fucking Jurassic Park. And then she puts the flashlight next to the window. I was like, it's gonna be his face. And of course it was his face. And I'm like, oh good God, you guys, the Easter eggs were not lost on me, and I love the atmosphere because it made it funny, because at points I was like, yeah, this was part Aliens, this was part horror, this was part Beast movie, this was part Jurassic Park. There are literally verbatim scenes from everything in here, and in the core of all of it, you have William Poulter with his little tea set, his drinking, his cardigans, his cargo shorts, his turtleneck, his little drinks. Like, it's his mannerisms that make this movie fucking hilarious. Every scene he's in. Give you an example. He's in the pool and he's talking to Paul Rudd about, you know, the unicorn and everything. And he was like, you know, why don't you just jump in here? And then he called for the butler. The butler, he is also the backbone of this movie too. He is the backbone. You've seen him in a bunch of different movies. It's this bald man with he just has a very particular face. Very particular face. Hold on, let me see if I can get his name. Give me 1 second. Okay, so his name is Anthony Carrigan. He's been in a ton of things. He plays Griff, the butler in here that everybody calls him every once in a while. Griff! Griff! He's also hilarious in this movie because he's always in the background doing something and he gets called center stage, and he just, even his silent presence, it speaks so much. That's one of the things I can say they did amazingly in here. It wasn't always what the actors and actresses were saying. Sometimes it was just a facial expression or them on the screen. William Poulter was good for this too. I know I can't say enough. I keep saying his name over and over again. But yes, I adored him in this movie. And I never wished for a character more in my entire life to die. He was so pretentious that by the end of this film, I was like, if he doesn't die, I'm going to be fucking angry. But I'm so glad it paid off. And his death was monumentally funny. It wasn't the death that I wanted for him, but it was funny. It was absolutely funny. Now, this movie is a roller coaster ride. It starts with a little bit of a slow burn, but it hits 100 when it needs to go, and then it just keeps going from there. The unicorns that are the star of the movie, like I said, I wish they had done more practical, but we're just in that world now where practical is not going to be the norm. It's going to be CG. And I don't know if they wanted the cartoony CG part of it, like, you know what I'm saying, Mansquito and Anaconda's 5 and Sharknado. Maybe they were going for that route, but to me, I found it enjoyably funny how cartoon CG they are. But then there were some parts in darkly lit scenes where they were absolutely frightening. They had vampire fangs, the way they tore. There's one scene where they caught the female Indian doctor, and he horned her through the arm, horned her through the leg, and then he bit onto the leg, and then they just ripped her apart in a full Mortal Kombat fatality. And that shit was deliciously funny. And Griff, who was on the scene at that point now, was just like, yeah, fuck this, I'm out. And he just bounced. Like I said, there's so much. I like some of the realistic reactions in this movie, but for every good thing, there's a few drawbacks that I didn't like. Number one, the CG. Oh, God, I can't scream this enough. For a movie like this, a few practical scenes would have changed the tone of the entire movie, the flavor of the entire movie. Drawback, not a deal breaker. It is what it is. The cast, absolutely amazing. I would have chose a different actor for the head bad guy, the old man in the wheelchair cliche. Maybe Dance. Maybe I would have chose Dance to be that character. He's very refined. He's very British. I would love to have seen him in that kind of role. We also saw him in The Last Action Hero as the guy with the glass eyeball. He plays a really good bad guy, and I would have liked to see him in that role. Charles Dance, I believe his name is. Actually, believe it or not, it's funny enough. There was a bunch of times where I actually envisioned Hammond, John Hammond. I know the actor is dead, but John Hammond from Jurassic Park, he would have actually played that really good old guy role. But the casting as they chose it was just funny. It was absolutely funny. They had the Wong character from Jurassic Park, the Asian scientist that was trying to recreate life and change the entire flavor of the world. I always love that Wong character, played by BD Wong. This movie, it did a lot for I don't know its budget, but I will say it's a travesty that more people haven't seen it. It is a travesty that more people haven't seen it. For nothing more than a talking point and a good time. This movie is a good time. It's a good time. And it's something you really haven't seen before. Killer unicorns tearing people apart in a world where we have Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey, a killer Mickey Mouse, a evil Popeye the Sailor Man that's murdering people. Why not unicorns? We have Cocaine Bear and friggin', what is it, crack sharks. Like, why not killer unicorns? And it's done correctly. And A24, every time I see A24, I'm always surprised at the production that they put on. And this was no different. So what do I give Death of a Unicorn? Well, it's really simple. I'm gonna give Death of a Unicorn, it's a gold time. I can't give it a platinum because, like I said, the CG, but I don't know. All right, this is the first time I'll ever say this in a rating. That could change. It could easily go from gold to platinum if they intended on the unicorns being cartoony CG. If they intended on that, it's going to be a platinum. If they didn't intend on that, I gotta drop it to a gold. I'm gonna have to look into that, and I may come back and reevaluate Death of a Unicorn on that, but it is a good time. Watch it, like it, buy it, check it out, add it to your collection. Death of a Unicorn is an insanely good time. It is probably one of the better movies recently that you haven't seen. And I'm telling you, it's definitely worth it. I sat down and watched it, didn't even need to pick up my phone. Which, by the way, oh my God, I just got that new Samsung update, that new UI update, and my phone is completely different. I'm never going to Apple. It's not going to happen. I'm never going to Apple, but I will say, Samsung, what the fizzuck, bruh? Like, I can't find shit on my phone. I don't know where shit is. Like, I got to learn my phone all over again. And of course, I have a beautiful Samsung Galaxy S23, and I know I could bump it up to the 24 to 25 model, but I'm on 23 right now, and I'm gonna go ahead and say the new UI, it may do some amazing things, and I think it's all AI integrated now. It's wonderful, and I'm probably gonna enjoy it as much as I did the phone, but I've had the phone for a while, so now I have to relearn. It's like I got a new phone. I have to relearn my phone now again, thanks to you guys, who I woke up with this update, which changed everything, including the charging bubble on the top of my phone. And then you have to split. Just a little throw for you guys. You guys who just got the new Samsung update, if you want your phone to look remotely like it did before, pull your drop-down menu, and in your drop-down menu that's now split apart with a bunch of different shit, at the very top you'll see a little pencil icon. Click that pencil icon, go in there, and you can put, it's going to by default, it's going to be separate. You can just hit together, and when you hit together, it will pull things back together again and resemble a little bit of what your phone used to be before the UI upgrade. Now, it won't change everything, but it will help you out so that you can navigate your phone pretty much like the way you did before. You can always go back to the new way, but that little drop down menu, little pencil icon, hit together. Lifesaver. Also, your power button no longer resets your phone. Yeah, that is Gemini now. Just like on Apple, when you press it and it's Siri, that is Gemini now. So if you hit your power button after the update, yeah, that is not power anymore. But you can go into settings and change your side panel button and your settings back to power. It doesn't have to be Gemini. You can switch it back to power. So between the drop down menu and the together button under the pencil, and then the power settings under side panel settings, you can get your power button back. So your phone could be somewhat of the way it was before. I know this new way going forward is what they want, and you didn't come here for a Samsung review, But if I can help you, a brother will. So my beautiful Samsung patrons out there in the world who watch my channel, that one is for you. I hope those 2 little saves bring back a little bit of your mind and sentiment, because a lot of people don't like change. I might be one of them too. But if I can help you just tweak a little bit back and forth to get a little bit back to what it resembled, you should be able to navigate from there and run out of the box. So anyway, Death of a Unicorn. See it, like it, buy it, download it. It's a good time. It's definitely a good time. So from the Game Dojo, it's your boy from 24K Movies, TV shows, and video games reviews saying thank you for joining me. I will check you guys out next time. You got something to watch, guys.